be happy in all respects. There is a similar statement by Sri Krishna himself to Uddhava in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 27th chapter, verse 49. The Lord says there, "My dear Uddhava, all persons are engaged in activities, whether those indicated in the revealed scriptures or ordinary worldly activities. If by the result of either of such activities they worship me in Krishna consciousness, then automatically they become very happy within this world as well as in the next. Of this there is no doubt." We can conclude from this statement by Krishna that activities in Krishna consciousness will give everyone all perfection in all desires. So it's not that when we engage in spiritual life that we give up all material comforts or all material work, or that we just renounce everything and sit by a river with a pair of beads and just chant. There might be a few very advanced saints who can do that. But for most people, it simply means dedicating our ordinary activities to Krishna's service and carrying them out for his satisfaction. And in addition, of course, we perform regulated scriptural injunctions such as chanting the holy name, worshiping the deity, offering our food, and so on like that. The point is, and the current situation in society is a very good example of this, that when we follow the Supreme Lord's instructions, then everything goes very smoothly, and society has all the resources that it needs, and there's no need for any extraneous activities. But we see today that there's tremendous economic problems in the world, and these are caused by not following the principles of the scriptures. Because the aim of human society has become only material advancement. Everything has become measured by money. And so money has become a goal in itself instead of just a means to maintaining the society and smoothing the flow of goods from one place to another, so that people can be peaceful and simply concentrate on God. But because they have become deviated from God consciousness, because they have forgotten Krishna, because they don't worship Krishna, they don't offer devotional service to Krishna, therefore the whole structure of society has gradually become rotten. Just like a house. When you build a house and it looks very nice, but if you don't put the proper protection in place, the termites will come and they'll eat your house from the inside out, and you won't know that anything is wrong until one day you go through the floor. And then if you inspect, you find that all the beams are rotten. So similarly, the house of human society has become rotten, honeycombed with faults, because everyone has been deviated from the actual devotional service of the Lord and is simply chasing material fantasies of material enjoyment and status and wealth. But it's all false. It's false because it's temporary. It's temporary because it's built on a wrong foundation. Because it's built simply on the foundation of acquiring more and more wealth, or more and more power, more and more stuff. Therefore, the whole society rots from the inside out, and then one day the whole thing just falls apart. This is well-known characteristic of empires. Empires build for a long, long time. They become mature, and then they begin to rot. But the rot is not apparent from the outside view. Everything looks very nice. Like people in Rome, right up until the collapse of Rome, they were saying, oh yes, oh, this empire will last for 1,000,000 years. Everything is fine. Don't worry. Does that sound familiar? Huh? Just like the government was saying, everything is fine, don't worry. And then the next thing you know, the whole real estate bubble crashed, and now everything is falling apart because it turns out to be not just real estate, but everything is corrupt. Everything is built on false promises. Everything is a derivative of a derivative. In other words, it's complete abstraction, complete nonsense. It's not based on any real wealth. So they have built their Tower of Babel, and now it is crashing down on top of them. So what can we do? Well, the best thing we can do is get out of the way. There's nothing we can do to stop it or even slow it down. The best thing to do is get ourselves into a situation where we're protected as much as possible. That's why we're in Chile, for example. The Chilean economy is much more stable than the U.S. economy. So at least for some time, it will help to shield us from the effects of this nonsense until finally people come to their senses and realize, oh, we've been following the wrong path. We have to get back to the original purpose of life, which is to remember Krishna. When they hit bottom, then maybe they'll be ready for our teaching. Just like in Africa, Kapila Dev Prabhu and Ashtatara Shatta Prabhu are having such good success because their people have hit bottom. They've been like eating lizards, literally, completely out of food and like that. So when they came and said, hey, let's do this farm project, everybody was like, yeah, wow, let's do it. Western society has not yet hit bottom. And so we still don't have the consciousness required to reinstitute the holy Varnashram society. But that day is coming, believe me, coming very soon, when people will be like out of options. And that's where we come and we say, okay, we have the solution. So anyway, a person who everything is complete in him. Try to understand this. This is a mystery. In material life, we're trying to make ourselves or our lives whole, one piece at a time. We work over in one department, and we get that going pretty good, and then we notice this other department is falling apart, and then we have to go over there and fix that, and then we're constantly fighting fires. But when we're in Krishna consciousness, we simply pour water on the root of the whole tree, and all the branches and leaves are nourished automatically. Because Krishna is the complete whole. And we find this out when we practically engage in devotional service. Krishna says, I preserve what they have and carry what they lack. So even if our worship is somehow incomplete or imperfect, if we at least start, if we at least begin to worship Krishna, to perform devotional service, to chant his holy name, offer our food, follow the principles of spiritual life, and so on, then we find that somehow or other, I love that phrase, somehow or other, that we can't see how it's happening, but Krishna is taking care of us. And things begin to go in a remarkable, smooth way that is not possible without devotional service. I remember my wife used to say sometimes, it's like, I don't understand you. It's like, whenever you want something, you don't do anything. You just sort of sit there and think about it for a while, and then it happens. She never did quite get it. Because the Lord is within everyone's heart, and he knows exactly what we need. And when we need something for his service, when we need something that's related to him, and that helps to accomplish his purposes, then he very easily gives that. So even if someone is in householder life, if someone is entangled in material activities and they want some relief, all they have to do is go to the Lord and engage in his devotional service, and without even really trying, without really doing anything, the situation will resolve all by itself. But this is the magic of worshiping Krishna. This is the power of Krishna consciousness, which doesn't feel like power at all in the ordinary way, because we always think of ourselves as a servant. We're Krishna's servant. It's not like we can compel Krishna to do anything. It's not like we can, or we should, ask him for material